What's up, math scholars? We're learning 9-3 today. Who's feeling like doing a little magic here in class? Woo! Anybody class? Abracadabra! Okay. I hope you brought your magic wands and your Harry Potter hats for our magic tricks. Okay, so to find the magic number, it's basically called completing the square, and you might be wondering, what are we trying to accomplish here? We're trying to turn something from standard form to vertex form. So what they give you will look like this, and what you'll be done with will look like this. And your steps will be locate B, divide by 2, and then square the result. That will give you your magic number. Okay, so these are kind of sort of in standard form. They're missing a blank, and that's where it's going to be your job to place the magic number in the blank. So we'll do the first one together. First, we locate B. 10 would be your B value. You'd want to divide that by 2. What do you get? 5. Remember that number. I'm not going to write it down, but remember it, okay? And then you're going to square the result. So 5 squared is 25, and that's your magic number. Now you might be wondering, why does Harps keep telling us, remember that intermediate answer? Well, it's going to be our job to factor these today. And this is just an old-fashioned factoring technique. We are trying to think of numbers that multiply to 25 and add up to 10. And guess what? It's 5. Yes, that's why I had you remember the 5. Now, rather than write x plus 5 times x plus 5 like we always do, can you guess how I want us to write today? Yeah. Perfect. So every single one of the old-fashioned factorings that I do today, I'm just going to write it with a little squared there. So that's going to get us looking like vertex form, because in vertex form they have that little square there. Okay, for one ticket, can somebody tell me what my magic number is on this next one? Summer? Perfect. Now, can you be super, super scholarly and earn an extra ticket and factor this for me? Oh, so close. It's 6 squared. Because you're thinking of what numbers will multiply to 36 and add to 12, and it would be 6 and 6. Does that make sense? Oh, right. I think we might need a calculator for our next one, because I think our magic number is going to be a decimal. And I knew that because 9 is an odd number. So go ahead, grab your calculators, and try to find my decimal magic. Alright, Sandy's got it. That is not what I got. Try it again. Anna, what'd you get? 20.25. So, did you figure out what you did, Sandy? Alright, so type in -9, divide by 2, click enter. Did you get -4.5? And then I just clicked squared, enter. Alright, so this ticket's for Hannah. Hannah, you want to earn one extra ticket and tell me what this would look like in factored form? Perfect. So basically, Hannah remembered whatever she got when she took this B value and divided it by 2, that's that number that will go in our binomial. Here's one more ticket from Hannah. Oh yeah, so fraction is fine. If you write down the fraction, it's fine. If you want to go and turn to a decimal, you would do second FD, and it'll go fraction to decimal. Okay. So second FD, it's right about that button. Okay. Thank you. Jalen? Oh yeah. And that got your 4.5? That works too. That's fine. Alright, let's move on to then writing down the steps that we'll be following today to do the whole entire method, because it's a little bit more than just finding the magic number today. So, these would be the steps you would follow to get something from standard form into vertex form. So step 1 would be place a blank space between your B and C terms. That's going to be where your magic number will go. Step 2, find the magic number and place it in the blank. Also, put it on the other side of the equation. Basically, if you're going to add a magical number to the right-hand side of the equation, you have to add it to the left-hand side of the equation as well to keep everything balanced. Factor your perfect square trinomial that you just created, and then finish by getting everything on one side. All right, step 1, we put a big blank space in between B and C, and now I'm giving a ticket away for a student that can give me my magic number. Louise? It's positive 25. Everyone agree with her. She got that by doing negative 10, divide by 2, which was negative 5. Remember that number. And then square it and get 25. Now, whatever you add on to the right, you also must add onto the left to kind of keep the equation balanced. I think of a seesaw, like a teacher taught her. Everything remains balanced when we add it to both sides. Okay? Now, this is my perfect square trinomial. So what numbers multiply to a positive 25 and add up to a negative 10? It was what we first got when we divided the negative 10 by 2. Negative 5, right? So it's negative 5 and negative 5. But I'm instead going to write it negative 5 squared. Now, I still have this 25 hanging out over here. I still have this 17 hanging out over here. And my very last step says get everything together on one side. So that basically just means move the 25 over to join the 17. So I've got f of x alone on one side, which is pretty much just like a y. I've got the x minus 5 squared minus, is it 8? 17 minus 25, is that 8? Perfect. That's your answer. You started yourself in standard form, and now you're in vertex form, just like magic. Using that magic number, okay? So just for fun and just for review, for one ticket, can somebody tell me what the vertex of this equation is? Now that it's in vertex form, it's easy to identify. Andrea? Perfect. Positive 5, negative 8. It's a positive 5, because that minus sign is part of the formula. Okay? So questions, I mean, this is long. This is a lot of steps, but we're giving the steps to you. I don't think using the magic number is too difficult. You do have to remember how factoring works. Okay? We'll do one more together, and then you can try one by yourself. Maybe we'll get somebody up to teach it. Fun. Okay? All right, here's your next one. My advice would be when you write it down in your notebook, put that space in there. Put that big plus blank in between your B and C term. So that would be here. And just to remind yourself you're going to put it over here, you could put plus blank over here. All right, I am looking to give away a ticket. Who knows what my magic number is that I'm going to stick on both sides of the equation? Okay, it's a positive 1. So Gabe did negative 2 divided by 2, which is negative 1. Remember that number. And then when he did negative 1 times negative 1, he got a positive 1. And put it on both sides of the equation. All right. Step 3 is to factor. This is our perfect square binomial. What numbers multiply to give us a positive 1 that add up to a negative 2? Sandy? Yep, negative 1 and negative 1. So we'll write it x minus 1 squared. Now what you can do is just in this very same step, move this 1 over to join the negative 7. And you don't have to rewrite it in 2 steps. Negative 7 plus negative 1 is negative 8. So that is your final. You're now in vertex form. Hey, just for fun and extra practice, who can tell me what the vertex is? Sydney? Positive 1, negative 8. All right, how are we feeling? Do you think I can put the next slide up and just give you some work time and you try it all by yourself? Okay. All right, let's try it all by yourself.
Okay, so hello, I will be teaching your class today. So as a start, the b value right here needs to get needs to get divided by 2 and then squared, and that would be positive 4. And then I'm just gonna add this in now. Oh. Right here. And then I'm skipping steps. Okay. So then factoring it, a common number in this is just 4, so x minus 4 squared.
Ask yourself what number would multiply to give you this and add up to give you this.
Oh, is it 2?
Negative 2.
-2. And then y plus 4 plus 9, and then subtracting 4, and then the grand total will be minus 2 squared plus 5. Any questions, class?
Go ahead and try this last one all by yourself. We'll pause the video and then play it here in a couple seconds.
Hello everybody, and I'm going to be your teacher. So the first step is to find your magic number, and in order to do that you have to take 14 and divide it by 2 and square it, and from that you get 49. Now obviously you can't just add a number without keeping it balanced, so you'll have to add it over here too. Now with your magic number you want to remember what you divided the 14 by, because that will be your factoring part. So then you get this, and you add your 49 plus
These three kind of get factored, so like they're gone. So you only have that.
Yeah. So you want to add your 45 at the end, and to balance out the problem again, you have to subtract the 49 from over here, and from that you get -4. So you have x plus 7 squared minus 4 as your answer.
Oh, and you can give it out to any student in the class.
Yep.
Okay.
Any questions, class?
I'll just write that down for our people at home. So the vertex is -7, -4. Abby did an awesome job of remembering whatever's in parentheses equals the opposite of that number for your vertex. So we're going to be done. Raise your hand if you graduated that question. You got it all right by yourself without your teacher helping you. A++. So give out the worksheet. That is the homework. It's just the front side. Don't even look at the back. You won't know how to do it yet. Okay?